What I want to go through today is the content promotion spire. So I'm going to talk about content promotion and getting reach on your content. And I'm going to go through it a few different steps. So I'm going to start off with, so it's not just about, oh, we want to share content on social media. It's looking at, in terms of a topic, writing about a topic and related posts to that topic is going to get more reach, and you'll have more content then to share out. Creating the right type of content is extremely important. There's certain types of content that work so much better when you share them out. So if you write it with the right amount of content, or the right content will work better. I'm going to talk about building content media. So what sort of content assets do you build to get more reach on your content? And then I'm going to talk about outreach. So then you're reaching out to promote the content, reaching out across social channels, reaching out across email. And then we'll talk about optimizing at the end. So we'll optimize the results of what we have and see if we can get it further. Okay, does that sound good? You're still with me? Still with me? Yeah, okay, good. Okay. I recently started cycling again. I hadn't cycled in years and years. First session I went out was about 60 kilometers, nearly killed me. And I was with a bunch of guys and was going, how come I feel I'm working so much harder than these guys? And then the next time I went out, I kept an eye on what they were doing. And I realized when I started looking at YouTube videos that it's all about cadence with cycling. So you try and keep the same number of revolutions per minute when you're cycling, whether you're going uphill or downhill, the same revolutions. So what I would notice from my side was I was just pedaling too hard all the time. So when I adjusted my style, it was a lot easier, same bike, same legs, same everything, a lot easier. So that's what I want to do today is, so whatever your job is in terms of for promoting content, distributing content, you make your jobs just a little bit easier so you can get more reach, maybe produce less content, but get better results from the content you produce. Okay, so I'm going to start just in terms of targeting a topic. Number one, targeting a topic. So instead of just writing a whole bunch of blog posts, it's very useful to focus it in on topics and then related posts to that topic. And I'm going to give you an example. So an example is I was going to write about prospecting, so about sales prospecting. So I don't know if you're familiar with Ahrefs, but it's a really, really good tool for optimizing your content and figuring out what keywords you use within your content. So within that tool, it's shown me that the keyword difficulty is 21. So the lower that number is, the easier it is for me to rank on content. Because it's 21, that's actually not bad. And when I look at it, there's a search volume of 21,000 per month. So I know I can get potentially lots of traffic for this, and I know it's not that difficult to rank for it. This number is generally mostly based on how many people are linking to content in the top 10 search results. So within the search, like all them posts in the search, the top 10, how many people are linking into that content. If there's not that many links going into the content, that number is lower. So it's still extremely important in your content to get links into your content if you want to rank for it. So that's one of the best ways of promoting your content is actually getting it to rank on Google so you get ongoing traffic to it. Now, what it also shows me here is, for the top 10 search results, what's all the other keywords these people are ranking for? So these are all ranking in the top 10 search results for prospecting, but what's the other keywords? So I can see the first one is ranking for 296 other keywords. So now when I'm creating my content, I'm going to get a whole load of keywords that I should be using in the content. Because now I'm not just focusing on prospecting, I'm focusing on a whole range of keywords within this. And sometimes that will be for one particular post, and other times I'll build related posts out based on this. So I can go through each of those 10 search results and start seeing all these keywords. So you're going to get a huge amount of keywords, and these people are getting a lot of traffic because they don't just rank for one keyword, they rank for hundreds. Now you can use this as well on your own site and see what keywords are you ranking for particular posts. You may be ranking for lots of related keywords that you may not know about. And you may want to update your content to actually push that up into search results. So this is a useful tool to find out that. So these are all the keyword combinations. So then I might go, okay, I'm going to write a topic. The topic is the ultimate guide to prospecting, which is going to cover everything related to prospecting. But then I might say, well, I want to do related posts as well that are all linking into this. So I'm saying how to build a prospect list for sales, 15 prospecting tools to optimize prospecting. All related because I know there's a whole load of keywords there that I want to rank for, and these will be good articles. And I link these into the main article that I want to rank for. Now, from a Google perspective, Google is looking at this and going, this is a whole bunch of related content. This is a topic. This is showing that you have authority in that topic. So it's looking at the whole lot because you're linking how to build a prospect list for sales into the ultimate guide for prospecting. You're linking the ultimate guide to prospecting into all the related posts as well. And from a Google perspective, this just helps rank the main post you want to rank for the main keywords and all the others as well. So this sort of tactic will help just push you up into search results. And also then when you're promoting content, you have a lot more to promote, and you're still driving everything back into the main article. And that's probably the most competitive keyword prospecting that you want to rank for. So think about restructuring content a little bit where it's more organized, where you are breaking it down into this. Sometimes it's called pillar and cluster content. So your pillar is the central one, and then your cluster is the content around that. So just restructuring the content a little will help. So the second then is selecting the right type of content. What's the right type of content to produce? So there's all different variations of content, not just a normal blog post. So you need to come up with a unique angle to your content is one thing that's really important. Now imagine if this was like this and you're in having a drink. It'd be a bit awkward, wouldn't it? But this is just the angle the picture was taken. So come up with a unique angle is going to make a big difference. So I was looking recently a guide to blogging, and there's lots of things that come up. The ultimate guide to blogging, the definitive guide to blogging, the amazing guide, the fabulous guide, the amazing super fabulous guide to blogging. So there's loads of these type of posts. And if you go into your search results and you're searching for topics that you want to rank for, and you see that they're all, the ultimate guide, the best guide, all these in there, your post is not going to stand out. There is no point in you writing another ultimate guide or best guide. It has to be much better than what's out there at the moment. So sometimes you have to come up with a different angle, a slightly different angle from the post. So I've seen somebody come up with a post here where the post is list of top quality blogs that accept guest posts. So rather than going, here's a guest posting guide, now here's a list of 450 sites that accept guest posts. So now that's completely different than the articles that are there. Now this person has a chance to stand out in search results with something very much different. And people will link to this. So this is real linkable. So you'll guaranteed get more links for something like this. So think of a unique angle all the time within your content. What can be unique about what you're sharing and what you're creating? And that uniqueness then also just in terms of sharing it in social media channels, it'll get more attention, more traffic, more shares on the content. Another thing to think about is building something. Instead of just writing a blog post, if it's for a really competitive term, so it's like there's a ton of traffic on this, we'll need to come up with something slightly different. And you'll see a lot of different companies now are starting to build tools. Now, Uber suggest is that would be a big software project to build. So that's a big, expensive one to build. But the reason they do it is because it's generating leads. They provide this tool for free. And by the way, that's a good keyword research tool that's available for free. So there's no cost at all for this. And it does all the keyword research. It shows you how difficult it is to rank for keywords. It'll show you all the keyword combinations. So if you want a free tool, that's the one to use. And this is the reason they're providing it free, because everybody's taking it down and go, great, it's a free tool. I'm going to start using it. I'm going to start sharing it. I'll start linking it to in blog posts. They'll get a lot of traffic as a result of this, and then they get leads on the back of it. So they sell digital agency services, SEO type services. So they want everybody to start linking to this and talking about the tool. So it makes it worthwhile to actually build something like this. But there's simpler things to do, like, for example, HubSpot built Make My Persona. So everybody's we've probably heard over the last couple of days about building your persona. So you put in your details of who the person is, what their age range is, where they're based, and then it builds out a persona for you. This wouldn't be a complicated tool to build. You could probably get somebody to build it in a day. But if you wanted to rank for persona building, for example, or personas, well, which is going to rank a blog post that's 500 words or 1,000 words, or a tool that's going to be shared like crazy to everybody? So this is going to get a ton of links as well. Now, this is a really competitive term, and that's why people build a tool like this. The final one here was an example of a software company. Well, it was a venture capital company, and they have this assessment tool. And within the assessment tool, it's just trying to figure out when you run out of money. So You know, you put in your details of what money you're generating, how often customers staying, you know, when they're leaving you, and then it says when you're going to run out of money. So of course all the startup community starts sharing this like crazy amongst everyone. So the VCs just wanted to get their name out there, the venture capital guys. So building a tool is just another piece of content that on a social perspective, these will get shared. You know, a simple blog post will not get the shares or the attention you want, whereas this will, something like this will. So think about content a little bit differently. Is there something you could build? Sometimes we come up with frameworks. I have a framework for content marketing called Elevate. It's a 5-step framework. The reason we come up with it is because that's more interesting than just 5 steps. So we give it a name to the framework. And then we publish it in different places. We link to it. We talk about it. We do training courses on it. Just coming up with a name for something within your business is another useful way of standing out as a piece of content. Research is original content, so you should definitely be doing some research. Hands up who's done research reports. Yeah, so good lot of people in the audience. Research is original content. So if you want to reach out to people and promote your content, original content is the best way of doing it. We were talking to the guys in Rike last night, and Rike said they do this a lot. So Rike is a software platform, and they said when they bring out new functionality, you know, newspapers or media sites online, they don't want to hear, oh, I have a new piece of software, a new piece of functionality, but they do want to hear about original research. So they package it up as original research as a good way of reaching out to media companies. BuzzSumo do a lot of this research. This is a content trends report. So they get over 100 links to each piece of content for a research report. Like when I was looking at Ahrefs, you see that for a very competitive term, on average it was about 20 to 25 links for the top 10 search results. So you generally you might not have to have, you know, a huge amount of links. So 100 links is a lot of links to get to a piece of content. Again, you're not going to do this for keywords that are not going to drive much traffic. You want to do it for really competitive keywords, where you go, well, actually, I really need to rank for this, so I have to put in extra effort, and research is a great way of doing it. Now, what research can you produce from data that's already available to you? So it's not always reaching out to an audience saying, I'm going to reach out to 1,000 people. Maybe you have customer data already that you can use and produce research reports of this. Maybe you can look online and find tools that have data around your topic and produce research on based on that, analyze that and produce research on the back of it. Andy Crestodina was here yesterday doing a session, and he said he done this survey of what's the average salary for marketers. So he found all the information online and he published it. He just put his take on it. And then the next year he done a comparison of this year versus last year. And it got published in lots of different places because there was nowhere online that compared this year and last year. So that research was something that took a couple of days to do, but it was really worthwhile and got a lot of links to it. Another one is not to forget about, so if you've got popular content on your site, you know, update that content and republish it. Release it back out again, get more shares, get more links to that piece of content. So for example, if you've got a couple of 100 blog posts on your site, you know some of them are out of date. They're out of date at this stage. And potential customers could be reaching you, you're coming to your site, reading an out-of-date piece of content. If they're reading an out-of-date piece of content, that's forming a bad impression on yourself and your business. So it's important you update the content. But it's like it'll take like 20% of the time to update an existing piece of content rather than creating a brand new piece of content. So you identify what's the popular piece of content and start republishing that. So you leave it with the same website address, and all you do is update the exact content there. And again, this is a good way of getting more traffic, more shares to your piece of content, but just actually republishing what you have already. So that's definitely a tactic you should definitely be implemented.